angels, welcome to my channel. So today we will be talking about how to navigate any kind of retrograde with tarot cards. In fact, retrogrades can feel like a time of chaos, right? Miscommunication and some kind of introspection. And we often feel like a victim during this period, but the truth is we can navigate through that period in a powerful way if we know how to connect to our intuition. And the powerful way to do it is through the tarot cards. And today we'll teach you how to do it correctly. You pick any kind of your retrograde focus. So meaning like first, you pick the planet in retrograde, right? So let's say Mercury for communication or Venus for relationships, whichever the retrograde you are currently going through at this particular moment. And we all go through this, right? So you pick it, and then the area of impact. So what aspects of your life feel disrupted? For example, work, love, finances, technology, travel, right? So for example, Mercury retrograde, we focus on communication issues. And then what we do next during that, for example, I give just a pure example on Mercury retrograde, right? So you did that. Identification, and then step number 2, you start pulling your tarot cards with a very specific spread, which you can use again for any kind of retrograde, right? By the way, if you would love that video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel so that you would never miss these videos after that. And if you would love to learn more, just type me in the comments what specifically you would love to learn. In the end of this video, I also will give you a very specific claim which you can use to navigate any retrograde correctly. By the way, in the middle of this video, I will give you a powerful cheat sheet where you will see all the retrogrades in one space. Imagine just having that one space where all the retrogrades are shown, and you just print it, you have it handy, you have in your phone, you have in your tablet. And it's so amazing. It just helps us to navigate any kind of celestial events because we are informed, and we can take those kind of corrections using our intuition, using our tarot spreads, connectedness to our intuition through tarot readings correctly. So stay tuned, and I will just show it to you during this reading as well. I will give you the link and this beautiful gift. All right, let's get started. So this spread actually worked for me tremendously well for every time when I was passing through the retrograde, and I will actually shoot the video set for much more specific questions for you to address during each retrograde, and I will do the specific reading showing you how to do it correctly so that you will be able to identify the opportunities, all the opportunities during these retrograde, all right? And we stop really feeling victimized in those periods. We want to empower ourselves. We want to really come back to who we truly are, those powerful cosmic beings. So let's get started. So card number 1, I would love just to understand what challenges in this specific retrograde are highlighted for me, because there may be like this first bottom, but there is always the second bottom, and I'm asking about the true blockage, right? The true blockage which doesn't allow me to move, let's say in the finances. You pick the finances area, or you can do it for finances and relationships, right, at the same time, and you can start looking at them. And then you want to ask, which lessons am I meant to learn during this time, right? And you can define those lessons for 2 areas. If you read it only for one area, it will be only for one. And then you want to understand how can you release it, right? So step number 3, how can you release it? What do I need to let go of, or revisit, right? What do I need to let go of or revisit in order to work on it, right? So probably not everything. If not everything is working, I want to understand what do I truly need to let go of and revisit. And I do it for those let's say areas, right? Relationships and finances. These are the most important areas. Maybe health, and you can pick it for the health as well. And then I wanted some guidance, right? How can I move forward? How can I move forward, right? Are there any steps, specific ones? How can I move forward through that period of this specific retrograde, right? In alignment with ease, in alignment with the universal flow and with S. How can I do it, right? So this, for example, this specific spread, I will show you just how to actually start doing that reading. So the first question was, what challenge in this retrograde, right, it is highlighting for me. And let's say you've seen that card, the Seven of Swords. Clearly, it's the card of that reflection and reflection of over your thoughts. And it's just helping you, this whole deck is helping you symbolically, pictorially, showing you that you can release your thoughts. It's inviting you to release some of your thoughts. And clearly it was around finances. We started working with finances area. So probably there are some of the thoughts in your finances area, anything around your career, which are blocking you and let's say not allowing you to move forward in the whole retrograde period, right? It's just like how to navigate it correctly this time of chaos. It invites you, hey, you want to release, and then you just, let's say, wait. I understand that I need to release, but then guess what? There is the lesson, right? We asked here, which lesson, right? Which specific lesson? And the lesson is patience. So probably if we start connecting these two cards, we see the release and we see patience, and we see the reward for small action steps. We see that, wait, I need probably to release any kind of impatience in me. Do you see how I start weaving that story just from combination of these two cards and the questions which I asked, right? Very easy, quite easy. And even if you don't know the meaning of the keywords of this card, that's totally okay. You start working with the symbolism because guess what? Here, the Pentacles, all what you need to know, even if you are a beginner, the Pentacles, it's all about the material aspect of life, right? It's working in coherence with our question, finances and career. And the Pentacles are shown around the spider. And the spider, it's all the representation of that patience. Slowly but steadily, it's weaving its reality, its web, creating its crystal. And then you start putting it into your journal and you just figure it out, wait, here is actually this connectedness between two. So maybe I need to see the areas in my life where I was impatient, specifically in my career, where I was impatient, and where can I be more patient there? And then what do I need to let go? And this whole card, the world, is the card of full abundance flow and appreciation. So here it's I need to let go of taking things for granted around me. And I want to invite that whole cycle of appreciation, and you start seeing it. Do you see how I am weaving the whole story through the power of questions and working with symbolism of these cards, right? And by the way, here is the promised link with the cheat sheet. You can use it just having everything at once in one place. Imagine having it handy, printed on your phone or in your PC, and you have it all together in one piece of paper. It is so amazing just knowing where you are in the cycle, and it is really helpful when you start really learning more about all these retrogrades and how to navigate them. So I highly recommend it having. So follow this link and you will have it in a really great downloadable way for yourself. And then, do you remember the fourth question which we asked in this simple spread is, how can I move forward with ease and alignment with the universe? Basically acknowledging that I have so many talents. I work with pictorial representation of this strong archetypal card. That's why the tarot cards are so amazing. They enliven your soul. They work with your intuition through pictures. That's how we work with our inner child. Our inner child loves pictures. And we work with it through the power, through the esoteric power of the tarot cards. That's how we enliven and wake up our higher self. That's the power, the deep esoteric power of the tarot cards, right? And do you see how this card already shows us that we have in our possession so many talents? All what we need to do is just to see them in the reflection of this world, right? So with this simple weaving and connecting, weaving the story and connecting these cards through the questions, you see how we already figured out what can we do in this retrograde, right? So, and that's how you start weaving your stories. That's how easy it is. Even if you don't know tarot cards, all what you want to do is to start working with questions and with symbolism. Now, to bring it to another level, you can go to my website, and I already prepared for you a really powerful course, how just in 2-3 hours you can really study the fundamentals of the tarot. And you can bring yourself to completely a different level. Now, tarot allows us to empower ourselves in a new way. In a new way to start communicating with the sun, with cosmos, and to start feeling ourselves differently, to start being sensitive differently to all what's happening around us, and to really start weaving the reality for ourselves on a completely new level, right? We are not anymore victims, we are creators, we are masters of this reality. So astrology might feel quite definitive many times, but by combining it with the tarot, we can truly shift it to the new level of working with this matrix and literally transcend many chaotic times to quite interesting opportunities for us. Now, do you remember that the second set of cards was for relationships? So let me walk you through that reading as well. So what challenge is this retrograde highlighting for me in the relationships? And I see here, for example, first time, Four of Wands. I see here immediately that pictorial representation, what I would pay attention to is that my mood goes up and down, up and down, up and down. And then I'm still not clear, but I want to understand what lesson am I meant to learn during this time. And I see only through steady love and encrypting the codes of love, coming back to that piece. You see, I work with pictures, with pictorial representation. I also know the keywords, but even if you don't know them, again, pay attention to the symbolism. That's the first step. That's what will start enlivening your soul, coming back to your authenticity, to who you truly are in a very easy and fun way, right? Now, the third thing was, what do I need to let go? What do I need to let go? And we clearly can see here this King of Cups. And the King of Cups sits in a very immovable way. He does not move. He does not move. We want to enliven our soul, open up to more experiences, not to definitive experiences when everything is predefined, when he's just fulfilling his duties. Every king is fulfilling his duties, right? We want much more alive reality for ourselves. And then the last question was, do you remember? How can I move forward with S? And we see this devil and we, oh my God, I need to release myself from the toxic relationships into my life. So you start that investigation and you can even start deepening with additional questions with your tarot deck for which kind of relationships these are. All right. So do you see how with this simple spread right now, both for the finances and for your relationships, we identified already the whole definition of the further action steps. What can you do to navigate the retrograde correctly, whichever retrograde you choose for you? All right, I hope this video served you well and it helped you to learn how you can do that navigation. So again, in order to summarize it, step number 1, identify the retrograde focus. Planet in retrograde, write down the retrograde planet, Mercury for communication, Venus for relationships, whatever the retrograde currently you are in, does not matter, write it down, very easy, right, based on astrology. Then the area of impact, you can choose 2, you can choose even 3, whatever. So finances, health, relationships, travel, whatever. Then you step number 2, you pull your tarot cards and you start that spread. And to summarize, number 1, you want to ask yourself a question: what challenge is this retrograde showing for me? Number 2, what lesson am I meant to learn during this time? Number 3, what do I need to let go or revisit? And number 4, how can I move forward in alignment with the universal flow? Very easy. And using this example, how I did it, you can start that personal entrainment. All right. Everything here is just practice. And that's how I started more than 10 years ago. But I know one thing, that once you start doing it with S, you do it with S, you work with pictures, you read it like a fairy tale for you, everything is put into order. All what you need to do is just to start and just put it into your tarot journal, and then you will see how words are laying out there, how your soul starts singing, how you enliven your soul. And that's an amazing practice, in fact, to connect with your intuition, not to memorize the damn keywords. All right, so with this in mind, I finish this small session of this learning for you. I hope you loved it. Now, give me a thumbs up if you really loved this video. Also, you can type in the comments if you have any questions, requests for these types of videos. I will be so happy to answer each and every one of them. And subscribe to my channel, because in this case, you will not be able to miss any other videos like this. Thank you so much, and blessings towards your way.